Oh, we're live. Hello, lovelies. Welcome to Let's Heal Together. We are here today, and we're going to be talking about boundaries. Can you all hear? Can you hear us in the chat? Let's see. Let me know what they can hear. Let's see.
Hey, Liz, can you hear us? All right, well, let's just continue on.
All right, so we are, hopefully you can hear me, but we are talking about boundaries today, and personal boundaries, basically. So boundaries are just things that you have in place to tell other people basically how you want to be treated personally. And I think it's an important thing. I think some of our relationships go awry because we're not either setting boundaries or we're not respecting the boundaries that are in place. So after, let's push these things out, try to blind me. After you set boundaries, I think it's definitely important to make sure that whoever you're with respects those boundaries and you also respect those boundaries. So we're going to reverse a little bit. So let's we were around the tape. Okay. So welcome to the channel today. We are definitely happy for this conversation. And of course, you can see my guest sitting with me, Pat, my sister, aka Perfumes.
Hello, I am glad to be here. Hey, Latonya. Hey, Amber. Thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you for joining. Hi, Latanya. Always good to see you. And of course, you know, Perfumes with Pat, she is here today. You know, she always gives us like the controversial kind of conversation. Because we tend not to always agree on things all the way. But so we wanted that kind of conversation today because we're talking about boundaries. And we want to make sure that in discussing boundaries, we're also talking about some of the boundaries that we set and how important they are. So, as I was saying in the beginning, boundaries are basically those things that we have in place to, I won't say protect us because I feel like that seems more like a wall, but I think it's basically our blueprint of how people should treat us. Do you agree with that part of it?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so let's talk about some of the boundaries that we have. So let's see. I think if we're just right off the bat, growing up in school, everything, like what's the first thing everyone like they want to beat you up for? They want to, you know, the first thing you know off the bat, like this subject is you don't talk about it. So what is that for you? What think about it? What did people always say growing up? You don't do what?
I don't know.
You don't talk about my mama.
Oh, yeah.
Like it sounds simple, but that's like the biggest thing people always say, family off limits. Do you believe in that?
Yes.
I remember a situation years ago, and we were having a conversation, and as friends, we were all having this conversation. Like, you know, we were talking about our older brother, and we were all, you know, we were all joking, we're all laughing. And then the conversation kind of switched. And I remember Pat, like halfway through the conversation, and because she had said something about our brother, and then someone else decided they were going to agree. And Pat was like, no, you can't do that. That's my brother.
Only I can talk about my brother.
And that's exactly what she said. She said, I can say whatever I want to say, but you just sit there and listen. Don't say nothing. And
yes, Latonya, those are words.
So that's really a big thing. Like, you know, it's fighting words. So we don't talk about family. We don't talk about mamas. And even as siblings, like what kind of boundary would you have? Like for your siblings? Like like, okay, so we're the best friends, and then we have 2 younger sisters, and they're the best friends. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Yes. So, so she's like my best friend. We talk all the time. We used to go out pre-COVID. Now we just kind of, we here. Yeah. But so what boundaries would you say we have? And what boundaries do we have trouble with growing up? Because we fought growing up.
My sister is very
Boundaries.
She has a lot of boundaries. Me, I don't care. Like, you can do whatever to me, I'm good. But like my sister, she would always, you can't touch her things without asking questions. You can't eat her food without asking questions.
Yes.
So those are some of the boundaries that she had. Other than that, I think everything else was good. Me, I don't do boundaries. Do I?
Okay, so Pat doesn't speak out boundaries, but she has boundaries. And you'll know when you cross those boundaries because she will just cut off the phone and you don't hear from her for a few days until, like, people would say she's out of her feelings. But hi Element, hey Pat, thank you for joining.
Thank you.
But yeah, so Pat's boundaries, don't talk about her kids. Don't talk about her kids.
I don't think that you should talk about anyone's kids.
Yeah.
I think that you should, I believe in, I never used to believe in that it takes a village to raise a child. And the reason being is because sometimes people will put their children, hide them when the village comes, the village don't see their kids. But the minute my child would do something, now the village have to say something. So I never used to believe in that. I always believe in being fair and honest. So when it came to other people like touching my kids and saying things about my kids, I refuse to, because I don't say anything about people's kids. Now, if your kid comes to my home, okay, and you ask me to watch your child, know that child better behave. Like, I'm that auntie. Now, I'm a very good auntie, but that child has to behave. Now, if you have boundaries and don't want me to say anything to your kids or touch, don't bring them to my house. And I've always believed in that. But like, you can't say anything to my kids that you're not saying to your kids. If I see that you're very good with your kids and you scold your child, you could always scold mine. But if I see that you don't scold your children, please know and believe you will never have anything to say to my kids. And that's just, I don't know, that's a touchy subject on that. I'm sorry. Yeah, boundaries.
So I have known this since she had Amber. How old is Amber? 24 years old. I have known this. So we were supposed to have kids together. She broke the pack. She broke that. She started before me and she finished before I started. So yes, so I have known that. And with me, I feel like there are days when I'm the same way when it comes to I'm very protective of my children.
She is.
I do not mind you scolding my children.
No,
I do not mind if you gotta slap my child, go ahead and slap my child. I'm fine. But I will always see the heart that you are doing, where it's coming from.
Right.
If I see that your heart is not in a good place, then do not even say hello. Do not say hello. Because it's something that just starts to burn inside of me. And I want to snatch you. And I'm trying to heal. So therefore, I just stay silent and look at you like this. And then my sister try to jump in and fight the battle for me. But yeah, those are some of the, and LaTanya agrees with you. She's like, yes, Pat,
yes,
don't go after the kids. I think kids are always, because they, you know what? I'm a believer that kids are innocent. They are a product of their environment until they get old enough to make a change. Right. So they're innocent. So you should always treat kids, I believe, nicely, with respect. Yes, I believe kids deserve respect, and all of that. So yeah, kids are definitely a boundary thing for me as well. I do agree with that. Spouses.
I don't have any boundaries with my spouse. I've never had. Like, my sister, she comes over and we talk junk to each other's spouses. Her husband is like, if he was a guy, he would probably be like my guy best friend. Like, he's cool, he's nice.
Wait, did you say if he was a guy?
I mean, he is a guy. I'm silly. I'm tired, guys.
I did not marry no woman now. He's a man.
He's a man. I'm boundaries. There's anything I can talk to him about anything, and sometimes even be rude, and he doesn't act funny, and I don't act funny. And sometimes people be like, yeah, isn't that your sister's husband? I'm like, yeah. And my sister's the same way with my husband.
Yeah.
He's so we don't have that funniness. And my younger sister just got married, and we're the same way with her husband. And he's a little bit more reserved. So we're like, Roosevelt, what do you think about? He's like, oh, wait a minute, what did you just say? So he's getting to know us. So we don't do boundaries with husbands and stuff because we're not funny. I don't know if that sounds, but we're not funny.
We, you know what? I think the thing is, we grew up together, so we knew each other's spouses before we were spouses.
Yes.
So I think that's what it was, because I remember Mark pulling me down the steps by 1 foot, and I got like rug burn. This was after church, guys. This was in the church building, pulling me down the steps, like playing. And we kind of grew up like a cool, friendship gang. And then they ventured off and decided we like each other more than friendship. And it was like, okay. But yeah, but I do think that outside of this, what would you say about boundaries with your spouse outside of this group? Like, do you trust all your friends to have the same relationship that I have, like with Mark? Would you want all your friends to have that same?
I don't have any friends.
Okay.
I mean, I have compadres, and I don't really have any, like, I don't know. You have people, you have acquaintances, whatever, that you have at work. Like I have some that I consider sisters.
Okay.
And I consider them more than friends.
Okay.
But to say that I have, a friend, I don't know. I don't know this is going to be bad. I know a lot of people feel it's going to be hurt. It's going to be all right. Tell it to Jesus. Now, I have a young girl in Leanna. Leanna is on here. Leanna. Hey, Lily. Lily's in her 20s. I consider her a friend. I can tell her anything. She can tell me anything, and we're cool. I have like people who I can. It's just not everyone you can gel with. I don't know how to say. I have Monet. She's my friend. I can tell her anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't know. So I think, but I don't do what I do with your husband. Hell no.
Okay. So that's what I was saying. Like,
no.
I think, okay, so boundaries you can set boundaries and they'll be different for each relationship. So I don't think you will have all of the same boundaries. Like boundaries you'll have with me and you relationship may not be the same that you set for another relationship. So it can vary.
Right. Because even things that I would wear in front of your husband, I wouldn't wear it in front of nobody else's husband. I would get naked in front of Chris. Chris, you ain't watching. I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't do certain things to the, you know what I'm saying? Because we just got close. So yeah, you have to have boundaries in certain things. And a lot of people don't have it. If you come to my home and I'm having a party and it's an intimate party, don't be coming in there with your Daisy Dukes. You get what I'm saying? Like, so that's why I believe I don't know if it's boundaries or respect, but I wouldn't do it. I would respect if we're going to the beach, yes, put on your Daisy Dukes, put on your bathing suit. I don't care. That's where that belongs.
Yes.
But you're coming into someone's home. You shouldn't have on Daisy Dukes in front of my husband. Like, that's just weird, a little bit weird to me, So you tell me, because a lot of girls don't think there's nothing wrong with it. But I grew up like, I'm not going to put on my Daisy Dukes in front of your husband with your booty cheek hanging out. You know what I'm saying? Even when I was finer than wine, I didn't do it. I wore short skirts, but I'm not going to show my booty to your husband. Let me take off my glasses so you can see what I'm doing.
This sounds personal.
Yeah. It's not. I'm just saying. Thanks, Element.
Well, I never wore no Daisy Dukes. I waited too long. Now I can't wear them no more.
Me too, Latanya. Yeah, it is called respect.
It's respect. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Girls have a different thinking because you look like a Coca bottle shape. That's good. No, I'm a firm believer of, man, Latanya, you look beautiful. Like, I saw Latanya's pictures on Instagram. It's gorgeous. You know, and I believe in that. I believe that women need to be women's biggest supporters.
Yes.
In that being supportive, have respect. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not, and people say, oh, well, Patrice can say that because Patrice got some size on. Honey, don't let me show you some pictures.
Oh, yeah,
Okay?
please
Don't let me show you some pictures. It's not about the size.
No.
Even then, you have to have respect. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Respect people.
Yes.
So
And I think it's a part of respecting other people's boundaries as well. And that's where that is where friendship and all of that comes in. Because you know what? Like, okay, so I don't ever remember having this conversation with anybody, but I guess I would want to, you know, like you just said, as a young person or somebody who's beautiful or whatever, like who has these conversations to say this is a boundary for me? Like this is what I don't want you to do. Have you ever had that conversation with anybody?
I have it with my daughters all the time. I have it with certain people because I think that, you know, I've said it to a few people. I'm like that type of person. Like if me and you're going out, I'm not gonna disrespect you or your husband with whatever I wear.
Mhm.
Now I am gonna try to look the sexiest I can look because my husband is there.
Yes.
But still, there's a certain respect. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And if you see, I don't know, just respect yourself, man.
Some people don't know though.
Well, maybe your mom didn't teach them. Maybe.
Yeah, some people don't know. You know, thick thighs save lives. You just said big girls winning occur. Is that how you say it? Can't do that. That's too much.
No, not
There you go. That's too much, Joe. Just say okay. So we are talking about boundaries. I want somebody throw in the chat. Tell me one of your boundaries. And it could be in any relationship, friendship, relationship. What are your boundaries? Like, what are some of the things that you tell people or some of the things you have in place to make sure that you're not mistreated? One of my boundaries, oh yes, don't touch Mr. Ask. Don't just ask. I'm a believer in asking. I do not touch things that do not belong to me. I feel like it's a spirit of a thief to touch things that do not belong to you. I feel like you should ask first.
I believe in that too.
Yes, get a no. Don't just go take people's clothes out their closet. Don't just go spray perfume in their cabinet. Don't just go eat their food. Don't just go borrow their shoes. Ask. Get a yes or a no.
Now,
Yeah. Because Perfumeswithpat, if I came over every day and sprayed up all your
I wouldn't mind.
$7,000 perfume.
I wouldn't mind.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind. I tell people all the time, if you're going out, tell my sisters or tell my friends.
If I sprayed her baccarats.
Yeah, if you sprayed my baccarat,
okay. Okay.
But any other thing, no.
Okay.
And the only reason, honestly, is because it costs so much.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. Your $7,000 perfume.
Yeah.
So imagine I don't have baccarats. All I have is mangoes, ice cream. What else I got? That's all I got. I ain't got that kind of wealth yet. So I feel like you should ask things. You know, ask. I'm a big believer of asking. And let me say yes or let me say no. All right, Latanya, let's see. Treat me the way you want to be treated. That is the big one. The golden rule. Do unto others as they want. What? Do unto others
as you want to be
done to
you.
Yes. That's what it is.
I don't know.
Oh, we should go back to Sunday school. It's been that long. Corona got us messed up. Do unto others as you wish they would do to you. Girl, share the mangoes. Latanya, stop it. Don't tell me to share the mangoes. I only buy one at a time. Hard to share. But yeah, doing unto others. Treat me the way you want. Treat me the way you would treat your mama.
You know what? One thing I pride myself on is the way I treat people.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing. I'm very much a person who I treat people well. Like, I mean, I see people every day. They treat the garbage people bad. I'm confused. Isn't that garbage person a human? I'm like,
aren't they taking out your garbage?
Are they taking out your garbage? What?
Mm-hmm.
I'm always confused at people when they don't treat people good. You treat people like you said, like how you want to be treated. Yeah. Treat people good. Now, the flip side of that is I'm also the type of person that if something happens between me and you, for whatever reason, I can't get over it. I don't know what it is. And the reason being is that I treat you so good. And then you come and you do this thing to me, I will kill you. That's how I feel. I feel so offended when people, I don't know. And it's like, it's hard. Now, I don't hate you. It's just that it's hard for me to go backwards with you. That relationship we had in the beginning, I can't go back to it. I'm probably like this to you now. And we've been like this. I just, like, for instance, I have a good story, right? We have a lady at work, and we were talking about, me and another young lady was talking about Trump, and and how this and how that and how this and how that. She was in her office and she heard us talking about it. We weren't even talking negative about Trump. We were just saying, man, why is he doing all this crazy stuff? And laughing about it. We were just laughing. Young lady comes out of her office. Now, me and her, no one on the floor likes her. If there's 10 people, 6 people don't like her, 4 talk to her lightly. Me? Hey, good morning. Yes, how are you doing? Uh-huh. All of that. I give her the fakeness, the goodness, everything. Been there for 2 years, did the same thing. We are talking about Trump. All of a sudden, she comes out of the room and says, oh, Trump is not this bad. And this is the reason why something. And she's talking, some people. So she's like, Pat, aren't you from Jamaica? And I say, yeah, look, what a nice face. Yeah, I am. She was like, well, you need to go back to Jamaica. If you don't like what's going on in America, you need to go back to Jamaica. She didn't send you back to Jamaica. Yeah, and she's blacker than me. She's like triple black. She told me to go back to Jamaica. Let me tell you something. It took everything out of me. You guys know I don't curse. It took everything out of me not to say pachanyo, pocoño, pequeño, pocaño. It took everything out of me. So I nicely told her. I said, you know what the problem is with the world? Is that you're unable to speak your truth. There's 2 people. I could have an opinion. You can have an opinion, and it is okay not to agree on something without you telling me to go back to my country. So I told her, I said, look how black you are. I am so confused that you just said that right now. This is a white man's country, okay? They don't want you here either. I don't care if you're from America. They're telling you to go back to America, to the dirt land. They don't want you here. You know what I'm saying? So how dare you tell me to go back to my country? This has been 4 months it happened. Ask Patrice if she had said good morning or hello. And I know that's not the godly part of me. Like, godly part is from here to here. This side, this little thing over here is like God is still working on it. I have not said hello, goodbye, shuma, shume, nothing. And the lady every morning say good morning. I just look at her because I'm confused. Why would you come out there? We didn't have no arguments. And you telling me to go back to my country. The people are sick. They're mentally ill. These are mentally ill people. You talk to somebody who's nice to you every day and you tell them, even if you were thinking that, you shouldn't have said that out your mouth. Well, it's because she know what's heart towards you. All along, you've been saying good morning. She's been sending you back to Jamaica. Yes, LaTanya, I'm trying. God is still working on me, but Lord, ooh, hey, Francis.
Hi, Francis.
We really have to boundaries with outside people, boundaries with what we say. Yes, we want to say. We see a lot that we don't like. I have a lot that I don't believe in that I see out there. But guess what? I keep it to myself because I am not the Lord. I am not the judge of life. God is. Mm-hmm. They have to answer to God on that day for things that they do. So who am I to go blow on a bullhorn? I don't believe in this and I don't believe in that. And I don't believe. No. Come on. Boundaries. Let's learn it.
Happiness Sparkle says she's sorry to hear that happened to you. And yeah, it is definitely, but the saddest part about it is that we're from the same culture.
Right.
We're, I don't get it. I don't get it. I've never really understood the whole racism, I don't understand it. It just literally for me, it comes from a hateful place. And I feel like there's so much wrong in the world. And I feel like a lot of it could be fixed with a different mindset, with a love mindset.
How can you I can't look at anyone and just dislike them. How? That is mental illness. And I don't care if people want to put anything on, it's called mental illness. To see someone you don't know, white, red, black, blue, and you don't like them. You don't know the person's character. You don't know the person's background, and you just see them and don't like them. Think about that. That is called mental illness. Okay?
Yeah, definitely. Okay, definitely. I told you we were going to have a good conversation because she was in the house.
Ooh.
She's my most controversial.
I am very controversial. I am.
I'm literally sitting here holding my breath like, what is she going to say next? What is she going to say next? But we're talking about boundaries today. We're talking about some of the boundaries. Yes, it is disturbing, Francis. It is one of, I see it, and sometimes I literally don't know how to process it sometimes. I don't know how to process it. Sometimes I just cry about it because I have a young son, and Pat has older son and younger son, and it's hard. It's hard. You think about what your kids can possibly go through. So it's hard. But somebody else, throw in the chat, what are some of your boundaries that you have put up in your friendships or in your relationships? What are some of the boundaries that you have? I'm trying to think of, I don't know, is this a boundary? Don't lie to me.
What do you mean?
Like, don't lie to me.
Like you don't like people to lie to you?
No, I don't like people to lie to me. I feel like, tell me the truth. Like, to be honest.
Some people, though, honestly, you know what? People tell so many lies.
It becomes
easy. And I honestly don't think that sometimes people really want to lie. It's just that their parents have not corrected that. You see, like my son, for instance, my son is 12. Matthew, did you take a bath? Oh yeah, I took a bath. Oh, okay. When did you take a bath? Oh, I took a bath yesterday. What day is it? Is it not today? So
he didn't lie.
He lied. This is a new day. So you have to correct that.
You have to ask the question appropriately.
No, you have to correct it. Correct lying in your kids from when they're younger.
Yes.
So when they get older, they will know to tell the truth. But if you cover up everything these kids do, you are growing up a liar.
It's hard. Because you can't be friends with. My mom used to say 2 things you can't live with: a liar and a thief. See, don't touch my stuff. That's where I got that from. And a liar, because they hand in hand. Because if you steal stuff, you got to lie about it. So if I say, "Where is my ice cream?" and you don't hear no voices answering,
that means that someone took it. But they're not lying to you. They just don't want to tell you because you're going to be mad.
Okay, so then I go down the line. Did you take it? Did you take it? Did you? Nobody knows. Who took it? Oh, maybe the baby took it.
That's a lie.
These are some of the things that we have to, boundaries. Granny said, if you don't lie, you will steal.
That's right.
If you lie, you will steal. That's true.
I believe that.
Yeah, so those are some boundaries. They say the truth hurts. And I think sometimes, depending on what the truth is going to be, it may hurt. If somebody has, you know, some truth hurt. We ain't going to go down the list, but you know some truth hurt. But I feel like just let me bear the hurt of the truth versus living in a lie.
Exactly.
Because eventually all lies come to light. I don't care how many years it takes, it comes to light. And when it comes to light, it will be no reconciliation of that.
You know, I always grew up with, when growing my kids, I always said that I would be the one to tell my kids the truth and what I felt, because I would cringe at the thought of the world teaching them these lessons that mommy failed to teach them. Okay? Like, stop telling your kids that they're a good singer when they're not.
Oh, Lord.
You know what I'm saying? If the child can't sing, say, baby, let's take up piano playing. That's my whole point. You know, kill the dream. If the child can't sing, don't tell them they can. Because we're growing up, the world is going to be vicious to them. The world is going to be vicious to them. That's why it's good to teach your kids, certain things, So
And I do, you know what? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about Patrice here. So, you want to know the truth? Ask Pat. If you want to know the truth with sweetness, ask me. But if you just don't mind the truth like this to you, ask her.
yes.
Oh, if you want to know, they said the video is buffering. If you want to know the truth, you can ask Pat. She's always going to tell you the truth. If you want the truth with a little sweetness, ask me. Because when Pat tell you the truth, it's going to be like this. It's literally going to hit you like that. Like, do you like the outfit I'm wearing? No, you look crazy. That's Pat's way of doing it. You want to, do you like the outfit I'm wearing? Well, I mean, it's a nice outfit, but I feel like if you changed it around or did a little bit something different, it'll fit you more. That's my truth. So it just depends. But yeah, Pat is very good with telling the kids the truth. You know? Did you comb your hair? It don't look good.
So listen, my mom never sugarcoated anything with us.
Yeah.
My mom thinks that my mom is just like me. Okay? Just like me.
I'm not answering that.
Isn't she?
You just don't want to say it. Her truth is more humorous.
Okay, she'll laugh about it.
No, her truth
like
comes
she'll
with
say
humor.
like Vanessa will say, "Oh, Pat, you gained some weight," and I'm like, and my mom would say, "What would she say?"
She would say, "Patty, I look wrong."
Pat, you're roundy.
Yeah.
And then she'll laugh.
Like I said, I'm gonna before I've never put color in my hair. So when my niece was getting married, I was like, I'm thinking about putting some color in my hair. And my sister was like, you should do it. You're gonna look good. You're gonna look good. And I said, Mom, what do you think? Because she always, she was like, yes, do it. It will liven up your face and make your face not look so dull. And I was like, yes, you should do it, But that was her way of look, Kadisha said your belly getting big. That's what she was.
That's how my mom. My mom is very plain and truthful.
Yeah. And it's not out of a mean place.
It's not.
It's love. You know what? Like Pat says, it is better that you get the truth
from family,
from home, than you go out there and the world tells you terrible, you stink, your breath smell bad, you got, you didn't comb your hair, you don't know how to bathe yourself, you smell, because that is what family's for. Family's here to prune you and to help you, because the world is gonna be vicious.
Some of us love our kids so much that we're afraid to tell them the truth. I don't got that kind of love. I'm going to tell you the truth, and I'm going to tell you the truth. Period.
So in the chat, Kadisha saying boundaries. Tell me all the truth. I don't like part truths. I want the whole story. So that is true. Yes, I don't like part, because to me part truths are honestly lies.
They're lies.
Like you kind of pick and choose what you're gonna say to not incriminate yourself. So yeah, that definitely is not good. Noreen, people express what they are going through. Unfortunately, they're hurting others. That is true too. And Latanya says what I was about to say. Hurting people hurt people. So yeah, that is the biggest thing. And I think you have to always keep things in the back. It's not always personal, and it's not always about you. Sometimes people are saying things, they're having a hard day. For example, before this today, I called my sister and we were talking, and she was like, yeah, I'm tired. I'm going to the store to get, and I was like, oh, okay. And we were talking about going someplace. She was like, well, it's easy for you to go because you work from home. I'm tired and I work and all of that. And I was like, well, I'm working from home, but I'm still working. I work till 9 p.m. And she just would not accept that. She was on some, what did you say to me?
You work from home.
You ain't say it like that.
What I said.
You was like, you work from home. If I was working from home, I would be fine with that. And I was like,
Really wasn't trying to say that because you work from home, you are not tired. I was just trying to say that you are less tired than me.
And I was saying, I am not less tired than you because I'm working at home, because working from home means I'm working harder. And I work till 9 and she works till 5. And then she was like, I gotta go. I can't talk about.
I'm not used to talking to my sister, and she gets like rowdy and angered. And I could tell like she was rowdy and angered. So then I was like,
she always the rowdy and angry one.
I am, and I was too tired to be angry. Look at me, guys. Look at my eyes. I'm exhausted. I'm so tired. I don't even know how I'm doing this live. Okay. I have my pajamas at the bottom. I'm tired.
She does.
I am very tired. You know what I'm saying? It's just that I work a lot, and I have to cut down on my working. And I wasn't trying to say that she doesn't work a lot. I just didn't want to talk about it.
And then after she hung up, I wanted to call her back and be like, why are you trying to say I don't work? I work. And I got 2 small kids. After I'm done working, I'm still working. But then I realized that she's tired.
I'm tired.
And it had nothing to do with
It has nothing to do with you. I'm just literally tired. I'm tired.
And I had to just woosah that. And then I got dressed and I FaceTimed her. I was like, girl, look at your sister. She did.
She's like, don't I look good? And I said, yes.
Because usually I don't look like this. But me, I have like heels today. I tried it.
So cute.
I tried it. But so these are some of the boundaries that you have to you know, these are some of the things, and you have to respect other people's boundaries. So have you ever experienced a time where somebody said you didn't respect my boundaries? Like, maybe not say it like that, but you realize the result of an argument or the result of an issue was you not respecting somebody's boundaries? Has anyone ever felt that they've stepped past boundaries and that's why their relationships are jacked up? Somebody tell me, be honest in the chat. So growing up, I'm not pointing the thumb at her, but growing up, we are only dos. What's the French way? That's una, dos, 1, 2 years apart, literally 2 years apart. This girl would try to act like my mama. We was always fighting. And then she knows she was always bigger than me. So she was always like doing stuff. She was like trying to fix me up. She was always fixing me up. So that has always been boundaries. Like, don't act like my mom, because I think we got into a lot of arguments because and I don't think she does it from a bad place. I think she's just that sister. Sisters in the chat.
I am the sister that is a real older sister.
Sisters in the chat, please respond.
I believe that if I see my sisters doing something that in my mind is inappropriate, I will be that sister to sit you down in a conversation and tell you. And I think that's what real sisters do. Do I act like they mama sometimes? Yes, I do.
Like, this girl will straight up tell people, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't. And I'm like, girl, who are you? You are not my mama.
Naria's here.
Yes, Naria and Kanisha, please enter in the chat. Back me up. Don't be scared of her. We grown now. They ain't saying nothing. They know they're going to get fist up.
No.
Look, yes.
Kadisha, but you know that I am that sister that
You are.
I love my sisters. I don't know. My sisters.
They got big eyes. Look.
I love my sisters. And sometimes I'm just like my mom. My mom, she never wants you to start something that's going to become a disaster and for you to be ostracized, you know? Mm-hmm. So she'll be like, you know, like my younger sister, she's Naria. She's 30 what? She's 30 something. And out of all my sisters, she's the sister that just don't listen to none of us. You know, she just does what she want to do, which is fine. You know, but sometimes when she does certain things, I'm like, Naria, you have to just be careful because I don't want to see, you know, she's like the sweetest soul and you just don't want to see nothing bad happen to her or her be hurt. You know, so sometimes you try to tell her what to do, but she's looking at you like, I do what I want to do, you know, because I'm grown now. What? but I mean, it's from a good place. Boundaries. You have to give people an opportunity to even fail.
Yes.
So they could know that what you're saying, number one, was true. And number two, they'll know also to tell their children, don't do that.
Yes.
Boundaries. So yes, it's good for you to tell people, hey, don't do this, don't do that. But you got to let them fail on their own sometimes, and even if it's such a fail that blow their world to smithereens, still let them do it so they can have stories to tell tomorrow.
Yeah, I believe that. I definitely believe that because I feel like in actuality, it is a gift from God, our will. He doesn't force our will. So I don't think we should put ourselves in that place to force people's wills. Amber, I'm going to kill my daughter. Amber said she act like a mama, period. She is a mama to my husband. You trying to tell that boy what to do. Darius, I'm sorry if I be trying to tell you what to do. It's out of place with love. You got a mama here. Your mom is Tracy. Please forgive me, but I just want you guys to be happy, and I want you guys to do the right thing, and I want you guys, when you in your marriage, to not have any shoulda, coulda, wouldas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, just don't have any shoulda, coulda, wouldas.
I think the best, and that's what Latanya just said. Experience is a good teacher.
It is.
Our experiences, we can share and say, okay, you can go this route and this will happen, or you can try a different route and get a different answer. But I'm letting you know right now, if you go this way, because I've been there, you're gonna be jacked up. So I think that is a good teacher. But at the end of the day, some people have to experience their own.
And guess who
To
was
know.
that way? Me.
Yes.
My mom couldn't tell me anything.
Nobody can tell her
Nobody could tell me nothing.
nothing.
I did anything that I wanted
Yes.
to do. I experienced anything that I
Yes.
wanted to do. And then when it didn't work, because they were always right,
Yes.
when it didn't work, I was like, they were right. And I was like, okay, but I experienced it. And then I passed it on to my kids.
Yes. Mommy said you are like a mother to your sisters.
I am like a mother to my sisters, mommy. My sisters, I love them so
You are not my mama. Get off of me.
Oh, I love them.
My mama's name is Noreen.
I be telling my sister, I don't want you to come looking like no old lady. You better this, you better this, you better.
Literally every day. Why you look like that? I'm tired and I don't feel like putting on no makeup. I only do this for camera because every other day of the week I'm in sweatpants and a sweatshirt. And I got like 5 of them and I wear them each day of the week and I wash them and I start over. And I
Never
feel
see
good.
me in sweatpants,
No.
okay?
No.
Never. You have to look
Except for
good.
now.
When you look good, you feel amazing.
I will say doing all of
Yes.
this they did.
You
But
feel amazing.
I
It's not
felt
about the makeup. It's not about
No.
the clothes.
It's something internal.
It's something internal, guys.
Yeah.
It's about your mindset.
Yeah.
If you look down and dirty every day, that's how your world is
I'm
gonna
not looking no down and dirty. Don't be playing me like that.
No, because sweatpants look dirty.
This girl trying to get me with her teacher lesson. If you look down and dirty. Now don't be playing with words on me today.
Okay, if you look in your sweatpants, the way you look in your sweatpants every day,
Whatever.
you're gonna start acting like that. Put some pep in your step. Put some mint in your mouth. Put some lashes on your eyes. Comb your hair. Get out. Put some water splashes on your face. You will feel better about your life,
Yes, ma'am.
about your situation
Yes,
in
ma'am.
life. If not, every day is going to be a struggle. It starts from within.
Yeah.
And whatever you get from out of within, that's what's going to come on your face.
Mm.
Do I always want to dress up and look good every day of the week? No, but I
She
do
always does.
every day. Why?
Literally.
Because it makes my situation seem better. Everybody think I have life together. I be tricking them. I don't have life together. I just look like I have life together. I'm telling you, my sister knows me, knows my life. It's not easy. But at the end of the day, the inside something, the happiness, the joy that comes out from here. And then I add it with the clothing, then I add it with the makeup, then I add it with the perfume.
Yes. That's what Latanya said. Put on some
Boom.
perfume.
There you go, Latanya. There you go.
And she didn't even compliment me today. She's like, oh, you look cute. But I literally sprayed my whole sample. Can you switch the sample?
No, that's
It's
Libre.
Libre.
Yeah.
This you good.
And
You know your son.
and she's so my sister growing up, everyone wanted this girl. She's gorgeous. And it's like she got married and turned into, not saying she's a frump, but she turned into a frump. Okay. And I look at her and she got this good body. And here I go with this good belly. And
No.
and she looking like she looking like Frida. You know Frida. You ever hear nobody named Frida how they look? They're like, oh, that's not she. You know, like look, put on your best thing. Like when you go in front of the king, you're supposed to look your best.
Oh, yeah.
Every day you wake up, look your best. You will feel your best. It starts from that. And I try to tell her that every day. That's how it starts. You feel better. It don't faze me that I'm fat. It's okay. Because skinny, medium, you can't outdo it. Trust me.
And that was a side note from our educational class.
Yes.
Get yourself together.
Get yourself together. You will be treated how you come out. Babe.
That's true.
I'm telling you.
I'm trying. This is rough. Hi, Manish. Thank you for joining. I believe way back, Happiness Sparkles. Francis, you said you had a friend who was always crossing boundaries with you, and you ended the relationship because they wouldn't.
Oh,
and
wow.
I think that is what you have to do. Like, I feel like if you put your boundaries there and someone keeps crossing it, it'll make you live bitter. It'll make you live angry. And I think at some point, some things you have to just.
Like we had a friend, and the friend, every party, the friend would wear the weirdest things with the boobies popping out, with the booty popping out. So we just stopped inviting her. Like there are husbands in the room. But you know what I do notice though? When the friend gets a husband, the friend don't bring her husband around none of us. What does that tell you? Yo, you know what you're doing. So you need to come. That's a boundary. And we stopped inviting you. We had to cut them off. Do we still love that person? Yes. But we don't invite them nowhere. Okay. Come around my husband with your booty cheeks hanging out. You got something coming to you.
Something's coming to you. Truth.
Yeah.
Anybody else with the boundaries? Let's see. Boundaries are even good for the elders.
What do you mean, Mommy?
Explain that one.
Boundaries are
Mrs.
good for
Griffin?
elders?
Explain it, Mom.
Mommy, what does that even mean?
I guess you know what? Honestly, I think because sometimes with ages, I guess sometimes people just like disrespect people so freely. Like sometimes we disrespect younger people because they're younger than us. And you know, they say you must have to respect your elders. So we know they have to respect us. So we just automatically disrespect younger people. Maybe that's what she's talking about.
And sometimes people don't have boundaries. Like my dad is 70 years old. My mom is 65. And I know sometimes, they like our company and stuff. But have we ever really, no, for real, sat down and asked, like, Mommy, do you mind me coming over to the house and sitting down and talking so loud and going in your refrigerator? Because like we just go to my mom's house and I just go in her, Mommy, what you got in here? And I start taking out the food and heating it up. So you know what I'm saying? Have you ever really sat and see if she actually even liked us doing that? Because my dad's face be like this, look. So I'm trying to figure out, is that his regular face or he really don't want us in his refrigerator eating out his stuff? You know what I'm saying?
I've never thought about that.
I see. That's what I'm saying.
Because that's Mom.
I
never thought about that.
Because when my daughter comes to my house, okay, it's not her husband. It's not you, Jarius. When Amber comes to my house, my little one, like I'll buy my paper towel. We know that we are in a paper towel shortage. We all know this. So the little boy, my little son, takes 3 to 4 paper towels every time she comes and packs it in a bag for her. Like, who does that? Boundaries. And when I go to Jarius's house, they house be looking like they have a lot of stuff. So I'm confused. Are you taking my stuff and I work 2 jobs just to get it? They stealing paper towels, and the little boy is in cahoots with them. Boundaries. So guess what? I do that to my mom.
You do too?
So, mommy, is that a problem for you?
I don't know. I ask.
I don't ask.
I ask.
I just be like, oh, you have 4. I'm gonna take 2.
I always ask. Mom, you can vouch for me.
Hi, Pam.
Hi, Pam, Jordan. Thank you for joining. I always ask because I don't like people. So I'm going to ask her, Mom, can I take this yogurt for Abby? Mom, can I take this? And she's like, go ahead. Why are you asking me?
Not me. If I see my mom have 4, I always take half.
I will say we do have one sister amongst us that shops
That's me.
at other people's homes.
That's me.
She don't shop at Walmart.
I shop at my mom's house.
Yes.
Okay,
And
so
she bring the bags. She bring bags when she come in so she can shop them away.
yeah. And the reason I'm like that is because I share everything that I have.
That's what it is.
I share everything. Like there's nothing that I can buy that if my mom wanted, I'm like, no, mom, you can't have that.
Yeah.
Like who does that?
Yeah.
I share everything. So when I go to my mom's house, I'm like, mommy, you have this. I'm gonna take one. And she's like, okay, but my dad is always like this. So
No, Daddy goes like this.
you should let Pat ask first.
You know what does Daddy
Don't
say?
say-
Daddy says, you know what I don't understand.
That's how he say it.
I don't understand how people they get married, they leave your home, and they come every day back to your home and like they don't have husband to take care of them. And they would take out he would like concoct this whole story. And it's basically he's talking to you, but it's a whole story, like a whole movie. Yeah. So that's Daddy.
Yeah. So,
But yeah, it is boundaries. And I honestly I don't think we leave each other's homes without taking something.
we don't.
Because I come to her house, she'll take something. She rarely visits. I live further, but when she does, she leaves with something.
Yeah, good stuff too. Let's come with me one day.
I stack up on weird things and keep them in my
Man,
closet.
good stuff. Ooh, Lord.
Ooh. Like literally, I think and I think that's just the way our family is. Because I can't wait for Naria because that's who house I want to shop in. Naria.
Yeah.
Because she's gonna have extra everything. She's gonna have 2 cars and you can take one.
Yeah. But you ever wonder if Naria like that?
Like taking her stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, you ask her. I always ask. You're the one who doesn't ask for stuff. I ask, and they go, "Oh, it's okay."
I'm sorry, Ree. I'm not asking you for your eyebrow thing that I did on my eyes. I stole it out your room. Then you was like, it was missing. It was me.
Oh my goodness!
Okay, I'm gonna buy it back. I promise. And I buy it too.
People. Amber says she always asks. Oh, she always asks Rhea. Yeah, because she ain't never asked me. Last time I saw her in a shirt, she was like, "Didn't you get this?" No, I didn't. It went missing. Amber, stuff be missing. You heard her in the background. That was in the past.
So boundaries is, I think it's important you have to know. Okay, I think boundaries is always important.
Yeah.
But because I grew up with my sisters and they're so, yes, my kids shop at my house. Oh, hey, yes, Francis, yes. Okay, we thought we were alone because I do shop at my mom's house. Okay,
Naria said it's okay. She said
it's cool.
And
Okay,
see, that's the important thing, and that's what I was saying in the beginning. Boundaries that you may have with one person are not necessarily the boundaries you have with someone else. So every relationship sometimes requires a different boundary. You cannot do in one relationship what you would do in another. You will lose friends quickly. So you can come to my house and take my stuff. I don't care. But you may not be able to go to somebody else's house and take their stuff.
yeah, because like Kadisha is my other sister, and she's the youngest of us all. I mean, yeah. So when we were younger, my dad trained her to be, I don't know how to say it, but she's very, what is it?
I didn't say nothing.
She said rude. Yes. My dad trained strict. She's very strict. And she's this, people think that she's so strict, they're afraid to like approach her, but she's the sweetest. She's the sweetest thing ever, but I wouldn't go to Kadisha's house and say, oh, I see that. Oh, I'm going to take it. I wouldn't do that to her. I don't know why. I just wouldn't do it. And it's okay. But I could say, Kadisha, you know, I need like $500. And she'd be like yesterday, I told her, I told my older sister, I didn't tell you yet. So you hear this for the first time. So I'm in school. I have to pay $17,000. So I said to my younger sister, she's an RN, she can afford it. I said, I need $2,000 in 6 months. So she got cool. I told my younger sister, she's not working. So I said, well, you could give me 500. So she was just like, cool. But you know, it's not that I asked them. I just told them what I needed, you know, and I told them like a timeline. This is when I need it by. So I guess boundaries.
Our family just different.
We are different people. It's we're different. My mom grew us real tight.
Yeah.
We grew up in the ghetto. We grew up in the projects.
Yeah.
We grew up not going outside. We grew up taking care of each other. That's how my mom grew us. So we're still to this day married and like this. My younger sisters are more like this, but we're all a big, close family, you know? And we just don't really have a lot of crazy boundaries with each other. If we see a need, if my sisters know that I need something, I don't have to ask them like, Pat, I got this for you. I got that for you. You get what I'm saying? And this is the way it should be in every family. I hear families, oh no, when they're 18, they need to do things on their own. My mom never taught us that. My mom is 65. I am 43. If my husband needs something, my mom is the first person to give it to him. So we don't have that relationship, you know? So
Yeah. It's a blessing.
it
It
is.
is a blessing.
People be like, I can't believe your
Yeah.
sisters said yes to giving you $2,000. I said, what you mean? Those are your sisters. If your sisters don't have your back, who else is gonna have it?
Oh yeah, she bought my prom dress. Oh, my wedding dress too, I think. Yeah. You
What
and
do you mean?
mommy.
No, I did.
Okay. Yeah, they, you know, so I've always had that, like that someone's always gonna help me. I need the help, Lord, help me. Let's see. My grandma asked me what I did on my wedding. Oh yeah.
What?
Ooh.
Oh, I think she's saying that we don't have boundaries.
Yes, there's
So-
no boundaries when it comes to certain things.
None.
Okay, so I got married. Okay, so I was a virgin when I got married, and I got married at what, 30 something, whatever, I can't remember. But the day after, I should have turned, and I was expecting it, but I got a phone call from my mom. She was like, so how was it?
No boundaries. No boundaries. We don't have any boundaries. Like things that we should have boundaries with.
We don't. We're very open.
We're really open. We have family meetings with each other to discuss. You could have did that better. You know, we don't have boundaries. And even though we're grown, 40, 43, 40, my two sisters, we don't have any boundaries, you know? No
But
boundaries.
I think it's important that we don't have like certain things, but we have respect. And I think when
Exactly.
someone is getting out of line, you have to be able to reel yourself back in and say, okay, no, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have did this. Be quiet, Kadisha. We texted you because we wanted to make sure you were okay.
She said, that's trust though. Yes, we texted Kadisha too. She just got married. And did I text you, Kadisha?
I did.
Vanessa texted her and said, how was it? Because she was a virgin also. She said, how was it? Kadisha said, I cannot. Like, you guys are so embarrassing. You know?
Yes, Princess, our family grew up with, yeah. So we came here with our mom. It was the three of us. We came, our older brother, Pat, me, and we came, and for a while we were in a shelter. So we have a wonderful story. We were in a shelter with our mom for a while.
Yeah.
This one used to sleepwalk. She sleepwalk
Yeah.
to somebody else's place
Yes.
in the shelter. We
Yes.
might wake up tearing up the people that were she fast asleep. She sleepwalk. But and from there, she my mom worked, and she worked long hours, and she my dad was still back home at the time, and she worked long hours. But you have to migrate. You migrate one at a time, then somebody else have to help get the other one if you want to know. You don't know. But anyway, so she worked very long hours. And I remember the three of us in the projects, and our brother was our keeper, literally. We used to make paper airplanes and sail them out the window when we used to look down, and then used to land on people's head, and they would look up and we hide and we laugh.
and we used to take out all of our mom's little china that she had.
Yes.
We'd spread the table like we were British kings and queens,
Yes.
and we would make fried dumpling because that was all that was there to make, fried dumpling. And we would sit there and eat fried dumpling, and my brother used to go, "Can you please pass the Grey Poupon?" So we didn't come up without struggle. We came up with struggle. The other day we sat, and what did I say? I said, "Pat, we had a good life. We did. We were poor. We didn't know it.
We were poor.
Like,
we did not know it.
We didn't know it. My mom and my dad was so sheltered and so loved and so protected that we didn't know that they had it rough. So we didn't have it rough. We didn't feel the roughness of it. We had fun.
And that's the reason, the way that we grew up is the reason why I honestly believe that we're like this. I see my mom is the kindest person I know. So when I see people, they keep everything to them and their own family. And I know it's boundaries, but I don't get it. This is yours. This is mine.
Mm-hmm.
This is mine and my kids. No, look for somebody to share with, to give to, to love on.
Yes.
You know, we just, I don't know. I don't understand it, you know?
And I feel like that could be part of boundaries. I think because sometimes people think that boundaries are like these walls, but I don't consider boundary a wall because I think walls block you from people, where I think boundaries makes it easier to reciprocate and feel love. Like it's a better way because you're not disrespecting me, I'm not disrespecting you. So it's just love in the middle, and we can mush and we can mend and we can, have free relationships. So I think it's definitely a beautiful thing when there's a relationship and there's boundaries. Sometimes people think boundaries is like, oh no, that's negative. We got to do everything all. And no, it's a way of showing that I respect you by not doing this to you because you don't like it.
Right.
And I will treat you like this because that's how you want to be treated.
Exactly.
And I think, you can do this with people that you don't necessarily know because you set boundaries for yourself. And you can just automatically assume, okay, I don't like people lying to me. I think like LaTanya said, I don't like people lying to me. Let me not lie to this person. And I love being loved. I love gifts. Let me give someone something. So I think if we start to think like that, we'll have better relationships.
I think so too. I see, I'm telling you, like, I don't know. I think you're right. It's the way that if we grew our kids the way that we want to be treated,
yes,
like the world would be better.
Yes.
I'm telling you, the world would be better. People act the way that they act because of the training that their parents gave them. The same boundaries that me and my sister have, our kids are gonna have it because they see us. You get what I'm saying? Like they see what and what not to do. Everything that we do, they're gonna follow that into their adulthood, into their marriages. So parents, teach your kids. You're important
in this boundary thing.
You are important.
Yes.
Teach your kids boundaries.
Yes.
Teach your kids respect.
Yes.
Teach your kids proper behaviors.
Yes.
Because when they grow up, even though they might deter from it a little bit, they will never depart from it.
Yes.
They will always remember mommy saying, don't do this.
Yes.
Always.
It's difficult. Train your child in the way you want them to grow. So when they're older, they won't depart. I'm very big on, okay, if Joe came in here now, Joe just walking in like he lived here.
Yeah,
no.
Say hello.
Good morning,
Good
Auntie.
morning.
And not good morning, Patrice. Good morning, Auntie.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, Pat had her kids when I was younger. I was very young. How old was I? I was 18. So to me, I was very young. That means I was 16. So I told them to call me Vanessa because I was young and I'm fine. Amber calls me Vanessa. Joshua calls me Vanessa. Those are the children she had when I was young. Now her other two children, she didn't have them when I was old. They call me Auntie Vanessa, Auntie Vivi, whatever, but Auntie have to come first. But the other older ones, they just call me Vanessa. I have raised my children to call Auntie, and even people that are not their aunts, out of respect,
Auntie.
It's auntie.
Even if we don't know you, Auntie Francis,
Yes.
Auntie this.
Yes.
It's just a sign of respect.
Respect.
And it's cultural.
Yes.
You know, because like certain cultures don't do that.
Yeah.
But our culture, they do.
They say sister.
Right.
In church, sister, right. That, but
it's just respect.
Yes, it's a sign of respect. So you are basically the gatekeeper. You're the gatekeeper of your kids. And you're the ones that are going to have to teach them how boundaries, and not just setting boundaries for themselves. Like, and the simple things. Don't touch me. That's a boundary.
That's it.
Like I teach my daughter. She's 2 years old. And I teach her, this is private. Nobody touches. Anybody touch, tell me and juke out them eye. Out them eye. So those are some boundaries. And I know sometimes you're thinking about little things, but there are big boundaries you have to teach your kids, especially in this day and age. Let's see.
From Pam. Oh, from
Happiness Sparkle. Happiness. Francis said our family grew up with very little, and that's how we are also yes, close. And let's see. Pam Jordan said, I think when they're 18, they're out the house. That's what she thought. She said, but after hearing this from Pat, I am reconsidering. I do believe that you must set standards so people, including families, that's true, don't take advantage. That is true. If you do not want people running over you like you're a carpet, like you're a road, you better find some boundaries and set them and stick to them. Do not be fluctuating. Oh, it's okay. No, it's not okay. Because you know what? At the end of the day, that person is fine after they disrespect you. You are the one going to bed angry, hurt, bitter, confused, lost, crying, eating ice cream, belly full, belly big, gaining weight, all of that. Bad skin, all of that. Edges falling out, all of that. Because you're letting people run over you. And it's not good. Every family is different. And that's true. Mom says every family is different. Every family dynamic is different. Do not knock the dynamics of your family. I heard someone say there was a couple. They got married and the wife never cooked. The husband always cooked. And it was fine. They were married. They were doing good. The one time the mother-in-law came over and she said something to her son. She was like, wait, why are you doing all the cooking? And he's like, oh, that's how we've been since we've got married. I cook and she does everything else. And she was like, no, a wife is supposed to be the one cooking. After that, after mom left, they were in argument. They were in disagreement. Why? Because they were fine, because they agreed that was their relationship. You have to determine what dynamics work, what boundaries you want for your relationships. Do not let anyone else determine that. They will set you off in friction.
You know what? That happened to me. You remember?
Mm-hmm.
My husband is, I hope he's not watching. He's watching?
He's watching.
Amber, go look if your dad is watching.
He's always watching.
He's watching?
Yeah. Oh. Mr. Info.
Anyway, let's just say it nicely. My husband is a really nice husband. He's so wonderful.
He really is.
He is. Like, I really lucked out. He's wonderful.
No, you lucked in.
Lucked in. I barely tell him this, because I don't think that you should big up people's head.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Now, I remember a lady in church telling me that I should not basically make my husband do everything for me. Your husband do everything for you. Like, you should be ashamed. Your husband buy all your shoes and you spend all his money on this and you spend all his money on that. And he make you this and he cook and he clean and he this. But just look, Panar. You must have mad or something. Who else is supposed to clean and cook? I'm confused. For years, women do everything. If you see a man doing it, wouldn't you say congratulations? You there talking about, oh, I should be ashamed. I'm not ashamed. I am not ashamed. My husband take very good care of me. Do you hear me? I am not ashamed. Okay. What I am ashamed of is that you have the nerve to purse your lips to say it. Okay. And I take very good care of him also. Oh, come on. That's how relationships are. Women, stop looking at other people's relationship and putting your 2 cents in it.
Yes.
Focus on yours. Boundaries.
Yes.
I don't care if yours is not so nice and you come see me good, nice husband and you have something to say. Mind your business. And that comes from a place of bad heart. You want to know why? Because if I see my mom getting good treatment from my dad, who am I to come and say, you need to do something for him too? No, let him do the goodness. You crazy? Mind your business.
Boundaries. And that is important. Like, I think, and that's what I meant in the beginning when I said spouses. Like, listen, if somebody want your counseling advice, you're welcome to give it. But if they didn't pay you to be counselor,
Mind your business.
thank you. Thank you. Boundaries. Do not put your 2 cents into someone else's relationship, someone else's marriage, someone else, because no one wants to know. If they wanted to know, they
If
would
they ask you now,
then it's different.
tell them the truth.
Yeah.
But mind your business and stop being a negative force in life.
Yes.
Be positive.
Yes.
You know, you see something good happen, say it's good, reward it, it's beautiful. Stop saying, who she thinks she is.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's good. Say it.
Yes.
You know, Auntie, do I have something?
Let's see. Into direct said, I like my title, won't answer without it. And that's a boundary as well. Because some people like to call you out of your name, out of your title, just to discredit that you have that.
Right.
And I think that's a negative thing, because I noticed that, especially I think in Black communities, that's a big thing. Like, they just want to be like, yo, cousin, no, miss something, Mrs. something, Mr. something. Don't just cause it. No, we're not related like that.
Like we from the ghetto.
Yes, no, respect, boundaries. Let's see, boundaries in my workplace. Don't sit on my table when you enter my office. Don't speak too close in my face. That is a boundary as well. So yeah, definitely that's something. And you know what? You know what I'm learning? Just respect the boundaries. Respect the boundaries.
That's it.
Oh, look, and happiness sparkles. Our kids call auntie or uncle to everyone. So
Good.
look, you
See,
too. Okay,
there you go, Francis.
So it's not just Jamaica.
I'm happy to know that it's your culture too. I love that.
Yes.
Respecting.
Definitely,
You know?
definitely. But yeah, we have to definitely, and this is just the beginning. I told you this year, we're going to talk a lot about boundaries, because I feel like it is the breakdown of relationships. It is the breakdown of friendships. And it's also a breakdown at workplace. I noticed that people who have not been taught boundaries from home, they come to work and it's pure mess they make it.
Okay, so I can say though, my husband, he has his mom, they have a lot of boundaries. Mm-hmm. And in the beginning, it was just like, what? But I grow to respect it.
Yes.
Different.
And you have to
respect it. That's like bedrooms and stuff, those are private.
Yes.
And strangers don't go into your bedroom.
Yes.
You know, now my mom grew us up like we just go in her bed. We just, mommy, what you doing? Early 7 o'clock in the morning.
And she always not first, but still we just
yeah, I'm always there. Mommy, what you doing, mommy? And my dad is looking at me like this. Look.
You know what's bad? So I will say that, okay, so we have an awesome dynamic, but I think we can fall into issues easily
with non-boundaries.
Yes.
Because my husband,
I have gone over to Pat's house, and if she's in her bedroom, I have gone in there to talk to her, and I'm just sitting, and her husband walk in and be like,
are you sitting on my pillow?
And I'm like, no, I don't think.
And he's always been like that.
I'm sorry.
Now he's always been like, the bedroom is don't sit on his side of the bed. Blah, 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 blah. He's like that. I think that we've never really showed respect for that. Because even though he says it, we're always sitting there.
I'll give you a new pillow.
Yeah. Mark me like,
I'm sorry.
You know, and that's so his boundaries culture have been passed down to him, and he's just that way. He doesn't even want the kids to sit on side of his bed and don't touch his pillow. His face goes there. Is your butt on my pillow? And so sometimes I think that the way that we are kind of rubbed him wrong a little bit, because he does have those boundaries,
And so that's where respect comes in. So I'm learning something today.
Does your husband have boundaries? Anything like that? Because I'm a fool.
Okay, so I know before we got married, the only thing, and I think because he knows our family dynamic, like there was never a time that I can remember growing up that someone was not always passing by the house.
Yeah.
We were all, auntie, uncles, someone would always drop by.
Yes.
My mom's house was very open, and I love that. I
Right.
love that.
I do.
It feels
I
like
love it.
home. And that's how I said I want my home to feel like that. The flip side is when I got married, my husband is not like, he's like, when I'm done working, I want to come home to a quiet place, not a house packed with people. And so that is one thing that we're not always in agreement with. And I've learned to respect his boundaries. So instead of having everybody over my place, I just take my kids and go to my mom's house where everybody's at.
Yeah.
And so that is my like way of still fulfilling the need that I have.
Mark is the same way.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, Mark, when he comes home, when he comes home, he wants it to be quiet. Yeah. He wants it to be serene. He rarely wants me to talk to him the first 15 minutes. Yeah. He just want to gather. Yeah. He just want to woosah. And here I am. Mark, did you know that? Mark, did you put on the Mark? Did you? He's just looking at me. Look. Yeah, I'm just disturbing him. You know what I'm saying? So like there are boundaries just for people's peace and people's you have to learn it and try to do it, you know?
And it's never too late. It's never too late. If you're still in a friendship, if you're still in a relationship, it's never too late to learn someone else's boundaries, respect those boundaries, look at yourself, start to develop your own boundaries. And then, and then talk about it, have a conversation. I notice it may be, oh, look, Chris just joined all day. Amen. Chris, thank you, husband. Thank you for the support. So all day, it is good to develop those boundaries and talk about them. What you don't like, what I don't like. Okay. I feel like if you feel that friendship, that relationship is worth, then you can definitely have that conversation. Now we are at hours, so definitely this live is past due ending. But like I said, we're not done with this conversation. We're coming back again. Real Talk Sunday, real talk, right?
We gotta come up with a song. Real talk.
Real talk.
Real talk.
Real talk.
Real talk. Real talk. If you want to know the truth of what is going on, come on this live. We'll sing you a song. Real talk. 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 Perfumes with Pat. Let's heal together. Hey, gonna be real forever. Real talk. Real talk. Real talk. Real talk. Real talk. Oh, Latanya. Look, Latanya says that she want to come home to a quiet place also.
Oh, see?
You know what, Latanya? The older I get,
you want peace.
I like the quietness too. Yes. I like the quietness. And I think it's because I work so much. When I come home, I take a bath and I go right in my bed. So my husband, he'll come home and he'll look the dinner.
And now, the older I get, I want family.
For real? And it's because you've been so peaceful all these years.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's always been by herself. You know me, I was always in the life of the party, doing this, doing that. And now it's like
she just wants to move out, and
I want to. I barely want to hear the kids, and my husband be like, "Babe, the kids got to talk. Why? Why do they have to talk?"
And I try to I enjoy. There's two sides of me. There's a side that just wants to have, I want peace. When I say I want peace, it's more for internal mental peace. But I love to just sit in a room and I like to see my family laughing, happy. I like to see the kids running around calmly. I like that. I like to be amongst my sisters, my nephew, my nieces. I am enjoying that part of it now because for years I just stood in my room.
Yeah. We're supposed to, it's just, I don't know. This was a really good topic. And, I hope that we teach our kids. I remember, I'm going to say one more story, and it's not really a happy story. It's a really sad story, but I say this story so we can honestly teach our kids, please teach them boundaries so this doesn't ever happen to them. So a long time ago, we were young. My sister was 3, I was 5, my brother was 7. And, we used to live with someone because we just came from Jamaica. We used to live with, and I remember this like this was yesterday, which is the weirdest thing. I can't remember anything else in life, but I remember this story for whatever reason. And my mom, she always made, my mom, God bless my mom. My mom took such good care of us, you know, and she went to work and we would come home and we were by ourselves. We lived with, you know, a family member then. And I remember us going to, we, you know, when you come home from school, you hungry, you want to get something to eat. So we went into the refrigerator, we found some food, we heated up. We didn't know who food it was, but you know, it's family. We live with family, right? We heated up the food, we sat down and we ate. Unbeknownst to us, is that a word? Unbeknownst?
I think so.
You think it is? Oh, I did good.
Unbeknownst.
Unbeknownst to us, we didn't know that anyone was home. The person's food, which, you know, we devoured, was home. And she was family because she was married into the family. And let me tell you, 3, 5, and 7, that lady beat the hell out of us.
I don't remember.
You hear? Yeah, you don't remember because me and Damien covered you so you don't get hit. So me and Damien was getting hit with a belt everywhere. Let me tell you, that lady beat the crap out of us. You hear me? And to make a long story short, I think that put a different thinking with boundary. I would never do that to anyone's kids. But oh my goodness, it taught me, my mom and my aunt, which is in the live, let me tell you something. They could have put that lady somewhere. You hear me? She was shocked. Like, you beat them over food? Food. This is food you could buy again. And that was the last day we stayed in that place. That's the last day we lived there. But let me tell you something. Boundaries. Teach your kids boundaries, especially, and I'm not to say Black kids, every kids, but now African-American kids, teach them boundaries. Okay? So when the cops stop them, they know, officer, to say all they got to do is sit there and have respect.
Yeah.
Teach them this so it could save their life.
Yeah.
Teach them respect, teach them boundaries. So when they go to the job, they know how to act. Every Black, white, I'm talking to everybody. Teach your kids boundaries. You know, see, we didn't know better then. We were 3, 5, and 7. We didn't know then, you know, but look at that lady didn't know boundaries. You want to know, even though we ate her food, she was in the right of way, but she did not know boundaries either. Because who take a belt to beat other people's kids? You needed to go to jail, lady. You needed to go to jail. But this is what I'm saying. Teach people boundaries. Yeah. You know, teach people boundaries. It's important.
It'll save your life.
It'll save your life. Because if we knew, we would have just waited for mama until she brings us our food.
And think about it. We live in a society where people have so much mental illness. You do not know who you're going to run into. You don't know who your kids are going to run into. So teach them boundaries from now. If you haven't been teaching them any boundaries, start quick. Start quick. Because the mental people, they're coming out the woodwork. Mm-hmm. And not everybody, like you read these stories where, somebody killed somebody because they took their Wendy's. Somebody stabbed somebody over a Popeye's chicken sandwich. Somebody, like, boundaries, boundaries. You understand?
Yeah.
Like, teach your kids, do not touch what does not belong to you. Not everybody is in their right mind to be like, don't touch it. Some people just gonna write off, strangle you to death. Teach boundaries. It's important. And this conversation is not going to end here. We're coming back again with boundaries.
Thank you, Sparkle. Thank you, Frances.
Thank you, Frances.
Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. I just want to
LaTanya, teach them so they can come home.
Exactly.
Alive.
All right.
Not broke off, not direct,
right.
alive. Teach your kids boundaries. We're living in a rough situation. We're living in a rough society. There's a reason why God put all those commandments in the Bible. And it wasn't
those
just
boundaries.
It was boundaries. It's not just to keep you in a box. It's to rescue you. It's to save your life. Honor your mother and father so your days can be long in the land. You want to live? Honor your parents. Parents, you want your kids to live? Teach them boundaries.
Teach them boundaries.
Teach them boundaries.
Teach them boundaries.
All right. But
Thank you so much for everyone in the chat. If you haven't already, don't forget to like the video, thumbs up.
Thumbs it up, guys. Thumbs it up.
Participating. Thank you for joining. I love you all so much. You guys have been a great support. To Let's Heal Together. We're coming back with another Real Talk soon.
Real talk.
A Real Talk. We're gonna come up with Pat will come up with her
jingle. Real talk.
Real Talk.
Real talk.
Real Talk.
Real talk.
Real Talk. Don't forget, here we laugh. Here we cry. We haven't done that yet. It'll come. It'll come.
It nearly dropped out my eye just a minute ago talking about that lady that beat the hell out of us.
I don't remember that.
Jesus.
I guess I blocked it. Maybe it was too much for me at 3. Oh my God. But at the end of the day, we're healing together.
Yes.
See you next time. Stay with God. Stay blessed. Stay kind. Love yourself.
Pam Jordan have a live, guys. I believe her live is at 4 or 5. Try to follow her and watch it. Pam Jordan. You guys have a blessed day. Thank you, Auntie Dorette. Thanks, Latanya. Thanks, Francis, Amber, Kadisha. Thank you, everyone. Leanna. Thank you for your support.
Thank you all.
If you have any friends that need to hear, thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
If you have any friends that need to hear some of this talk, let them come on.
Yes,
this is really good topic. People need to hear some of this stuff. You know, I know we all into the perfumes and this. No, this is real, live, good topics. Okay. Thank you so much.
Love you. See you again.
Oh, we gotta go together, Francis.
When you go, Francis, you're gonna love it. I haven't been. The last time I went was when my sister had her 1-year anniversary. We all went on her anniversary trip. Boundaries. She said she was going to Jamaica with her husband for the anniversary, and we was like, "Oh, we coming too." We all went for the anniversary. Had a good time. But boundaries, yeah. Some she be trying to go on people's honeymoon with them, so she needs.
I went on Liz's honeymoon.
Yes, my friend got married, and she went she was supposed to drop her off at the hotel.
And I stayed.
She stayed. Her and her husband stayed. They got their own room, and they stayed on other people's honeymoon. Boundaries, so sad. But yeah, we love you guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.
All right. Yeah.